Welcome, everybody, to the American Space Museum. I'm Mark Marquette. We're so glad you're with us to stay curious. Today, we've got a great, true partner of the American Space Museum, Mr. Mark Usciak. Mark, how you doing?
Mark, good to see you, sir.
Great to see you. You just blew in from this great state of Pennsylvania that we put on a green screen.
Chilly.
And you're located in the armpit of Pennsylvania. Show me there.
Yep.
There you are.
Right there.
Lancaster. Right underneath there, buddy. Yep. And your big brother Tommy's there. We're going to say hi to him.
Yep.
He'll be here tomorrow as we are about to embark on our 4th Shuttle Fest event.
It's going to be great.
And I hope so. Gary Gerald's saying good afternoon. Steve Jokums is going to be here. He's excited to come up there in Fox Lake, Illinois. Steve, good to see you. He's been so helpful to us. Steve Jokums is like you and your brother really embraced our museum. And you, not only financial contributors, but you've allowed us to use your fabulous artwork from, 70-some launches?
Many, many years. I go by years instead of launches.
Yeah, there you go.
It's easier to keep track of a year than it is how many rockets I've seen. But it's been good. It's been good.
What attracted you to the museum, except for Marty Winkle's warm personality?
That's true.
Over there.
That's true.
And hi, Marty's on our board there.
And your charming smile, who can resist?
There you go.
No, I mean, this is a very unique place. I mean, I've been to museums in Houston, California.
You're regularly at the Smithsonian, correct?
Smithsonian, yep. And this is honestly, there's stuff here that you won't see anywhere else in the world. And it's great people, great location. It just feels like home here instead of going into a big super place. You know?
Well, thank you. That's what attracted me to actually move here for this museum almost 8 years ago. Is it just seemed like a big old space cave.
Yep.
For a man cave or woman cave, whatever. It was just you're intimate with the things. You see things truly you're not going to see. Where else have you seen a brick thrown out of a flame trench of a Saturn V rocket? Have you seen them anywhere else?
I saw one when we were going out. We did a pad tour. Funny you mentioned that. And my brother will probably tell you. They used to take us around on a bus after the launch was over, and you could see like where the fence was blown down from the blast from the Saturn V coming out.
Right.
And you could see bits of stuff that were like embedded into the mesh of the fence stuff was still up, other stuff was blown down, and it was like, oh yeah, it's a piece of that in there. But you got it. You got a good one. You got a good one.
Hello, Julie Clay. There's your brother there, Tommy. Bob Mayran lives down in Miami. Look forward to seeing him. And Man Space, Mitch Rothman says, great to see Mark at the museum.
Yep.
He didn't say which one.
Well,
but he always sees me every day. Mitch is awesome and another financial contributor.
Yep.
That's what we're proud of here is the whole team here has embraced what we're doing and attracting people like yourself, your brother, Mitch Rothman.
Can't forget Chris Calley.
Chris Calley out there. We attract them, Marty, but the ones that stay are the ones that are important. Some of them just say, we've had enough of this crazy Marquette. Get me away from him. But hi, Chris Calley. I'll save you some beaver nuggets for you there that Marky brought me here. Get in the beaver nugget there. So how was old Bucky's up there by Daytona?
It's crowded.
Was it? Isn't that an amazing complex? We're talking about the Bucky's super duper gas station. It's cross between a Walmart and a sports store like
food
Bass Pro or something.
It's Wawa on steroids.
Wawa on steroids. Good stuff.
I can't come to Carlton's unless I bring him a bag. So I got you a bag, got Carlton a bag, and got Zarella a bag. So I'm covered.
We're going to have a real informal show here. We're going to talk about who's in space. Okay, how many humans are orbiting Earth right now? Why is that so? What is going to happen at the International Space Station? We got 3 Chinese up there. I'll give you a hint. How many are up there right now? Because you could have missed a launch that they snuck in here yesterday. That was kind of under the wire. And but let's first get a little bit of geography lesson there. Let me go back there. Who's orbiting Earth? Oh, well, these are all out of line here. Let me see where we got them, Marty. I don't even have my script in front of me here. We had Gary on yesterday, okay? I was trying to get Pennsylvania up there, Marty.
Oh, I didn't load it. I
Oh,
did.
well, I wanted Pennsylvania up there to talk about
We had it on
Pennsylvania.
the green screen.
Yeah, I see that. But we don't see Lancasters right behind.
Your head. Mine.
There it is, over my shoulder right
Yep.
there.
Yep.
So that's where you were born and
Yep.
raised.
Yep.
And close to Philadelphia. Close
Philadelphia.
to Washington, D.C.'s behind you there. You got Newark. That's a pretty cool place to live. You're a couple hours away from all kinds of.
Harrisburg, Baltimore, Hershey, Philly. It's
Where's Hershey in there?
well, Hershey would be a little
Or-
bit north of Lancaster. Up,
Okay.
yeah.
Is it between Allentown and.
Well, it's actually
Harrisburg?
in Harrisburg. Yeah, it's between
Okay.
Lancaster and Harrisburg. So,
Okay.
um,
Scranton, made famous by the sitcom Office,
yep, big
right?
steam town up there, steam engine
And
stuff.
I can't pronounce the other. I can't see that city
I
on the
can't
other
see 'em.
side there, on the west side there.
I can't see it either. I'm blind. I have my glasses on, and I left them in the car. But
I'm
yeah,
making fun of Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh.
Yeah,
Oh, that
I have
one.
a,
Yeah,
as being a
well,
Cleveland Browns
that's-
fan, I have a hard time saying Pittsburgh there. So, so nice little drive down 81, huh?
Well, actually, I come down from Lancaster. I go over Route 30, and that gets on to York. York, Pennsylvania is the sister city of Lancaster, right across the river. And then get on Route 83. Then 83 goes down, and then it goes around Baltimore, and then you take 95 between Baltimore and Washington, and then you take the Beltway around Washington, and then you get on 95 on the other side, and then it's a straight line down. It's about 1,000 miles.
Well, glad you made it here okay. He brought some treasures of Chris Callie's here, some priceless art that was in the vault in the back of your vehicle there. Looking at this great state, very important state, of course, to America's founding and so forth. And a lot of Civil War things going on this weekend there. So
Up there?
160th anniversary, is it, of Appomattox?
Well, Appomattox.
Not to put you on the spot,
Appomattox is in Virginia.
Virginia, yeah.
Yeah.
Right. But everything's close. A lot
Yeah.
of battles in Pennsylvania.
Gettysburg.
The biggie, Gettysburg, is always around the 4th of July. It's
Uh-huh.
that they do a big reenactment and stuff up there, and it's
You were saying,
it
Marty,
draws stuff.
No, I said Gettysburg.
Yep,
of Gettysburg. Yeah.
Yep.
And if he's cued in that UCAC family microphone, that's why we call it that, because you, your family gave us the money to buy these microphones. We're grateful for that. And if you want to make a donation or a nonprofit, you can do so on our PayPal account on our American Space Museum website there. So, yeah, a cool state between Ohio, New York, and the Virginias down there, Maryland. Anything else you want to out about your?
Well, there's
Oh.
actually a neat little. You're talking Civil War. There's actually there was a 1 mile long, longest covered wooden bridge that separated Lancaster from York County, and when
A mile long covered bridge. That's
Yeah.
a long
well,
bridge.
what had happened was when the Confederacy got up to Gettysburg, and it looked like they may win, the order went out to set that bridge on fire, because that was the only way they could cross the river to get over to Lancaster County, because they would have had to come up
Mhm.
from Gettysburg to go across that bridge to get to Philly. So they torched that bridge, and it's the stone foundation of that bridge is still there in the river. You can still see it. So when you drive across now, there's a regular highway bridge that's there, but you can look over when you're driving and you see the big stone pillars that are every so many
Oh, interesting.
couple
Hey, Mark,
hundred
I
feet.
never heard the pronunciation of Gettysburg the way you say it. You're saying Gettysburg.
Gettysburg, yeah.
Is that the way to say it? Or
Uh,
is that just your accent?
Well,
Gettysburg?
yeah,
Well,
I don't know. Maybe it's because I haven't slept in 2 days. No, I don't know. I never even thought about it. Gettysburg. Yeah.
Hi, Tom Colbert from Ireland. Doug Forrest will see you here in a couple of days. You know Dougie pretty
Dougie,
well.
yes, sir.
And his wife is going to be here, Yoshiko,
Oh, good.
with him. Tom Celentano, he's wondering, why aren't I at Shuttle Fest this weekend? And hope that you can make it someday, Tom. And old Carlton Bailey's waiting for Bucky the Beaver to be in his front yard. He's waiting for that inflatable for you to bring him. They have them. You know they have them there. But I'm not sure the dinosaurs in his yard art would appreciate a beaver with
No.
all those squirrels and everything there.
The ducks might have a say too.
Well, let's back up here and go. Who's orbiting Earth? Well, we first got to talk about a couple. Who's orbiting Earth? That's what we're going to talk about here. How many people are orbiting Earth? Dave Stengy thinks it's 13. I saw another, I think, guess of 13 humans orbiting space. We'll see if that's right in a minute. Go back and see the shows that we do with Gary Allgaier. Gary did the build of STS-1, took you inside the guts of it. OV-102, as we celebrate the shuttles of the month of April. That April 12th, 1981, of course, the bold crewed launch of John Young and Bob Crippen in an experimental spacecraft. That was so ballsy, just unreal. And that's why we celebrate Shuttle Fest on April 12th. We're going to have a bilingual STEAM Saturday on April 12th. Natalia Sepulveda is our bilingual teacher. That'll be going on as Shuttle Fest goes on at the Hyatt Place Hotel. And we're kicking off. So Natalia, thank you for all you do. I had an hour-long meeting with her and Darby Miller, another influential education person here with the Coalition for Children's, that we're going to team up with and do some good things for the kids coming up. And that is very important. As you well know, you met Karen Conklin, our late leader, a long time ago, and Karen was all about the STEAM education for sure. And so we're continuing that tradition and trying to make it stronger. Of course, Shuttle Fest sold out. Only walk-ins allowed will be astronauts, and so they'll be ringing my bell a lot to come up and say, so-and-so's trying to get in here. And no, very grateful that we've sold out 125 slots, another probably 15 volunteers and a bunch of other people that we'll have there. You and your brother have been a big part of making this thing work. I thank you so much for it. Chris Callie also. Connie McDaniel, been so helpful the last 3 years putting this on as a volunteer. Connie right now is doing some swag bag stuff for us here. And just, and Marty, of course, Marty Winkle.
Yep.
Very involved with it in all aspects of it, but more importantly, with Connie and Marty, I can bounce off ideas and get put in my place pretty regular. So anyway, we're grateful for the Go History Travel financial contributor, Mitch Rothman and his Mayan Space, Ken Havicott, National Space Society's Florida chapter is involved. Bid Again Auctions. We're our community source for some advertising money. Space Coast Office of Tourism is the Brevard there, and the Brevard Astronomical Society is going to be having telescopes, so you'll be able to see Jupiter and Jupiter's moons, and the moon's going to be about full, so everyone will be shooting the moon and getting a lot of moonshine over this weekend.
That'll be good to see Eileen again. I just saw her last weekend up at NEAF.
Did you?
Yeah, she was up there in New York, and they had horrible weather, so they usually bring out solar
NEAF, tell us
telescopes.
what NEAF stands for.
Northeast Astronomical Forum, I think it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Gone on for over 30 years.
Yep.
It's the trade show for people involved with selling telescopes and all those accessories or observing things. Yeah, they had Hoot Gibson and two A-list astronauts there.
Hoot and Eileen, and they had
Jonathan Ward was there. Hi, Jonathan.
And Peter King.
Peter King. I've
Yep.
had break bread with him and
Well,
at Zorella's.
and Pranvera. I don't know if you ever met Pranvera Hysini. She lives out in California now. Well, my brother and I met her years ago when she was just a little kid. We met her out at Space Fest,
Huh.
and she's gone on to become a very accomplished astronomer. And she's gone to college out in California, and she was doing work with Celestron, the telescope people,
Okay.
and they contributed big. She went and basically built an astronomy a whole planetarium and a telescope mount and all that stuff in her home country of Kosovo.
Wow,
So
that's interesting.
yeah, she's amazing,
Uh,
amazing.
Well, we're looking forward to Space Fest that was in Tucson for many years. The artist Kim Poor and his wife Sally put this on with their business. Their business was, I was on a roll there.
Nova Space.
Nova Space, which you see my moon globe over there with
Yep.
the
The signatures
autograph
on
of
it.
Charlie Duke on it. I bought that from Nova Space
Oh, did you?
many
Okay.
years ago. Oh yeah, sure did. So that is where we patterned Shuttle Fest. Of course, Shuttle Fest for me has been patterned after Star Fest that I did up in Kingsport, Tennessee at Bays Mountain many decades. And what is it patterned after? Fellowship. Just getting some like-thinking people together, and I don't care who you are, we just throw a topic out there in the middle, and we're like hungry lions. Just everyone wants to assert that they know something about it and whatever. And so I'm going to love it. I am quite amazed how popular we've become in 4 years, because we've got space hipsters wanting to know already. Thank you, Lois Honeycutt. When's the Shuttle Fest 5 going to be? Because they may plan a hipsters reunion here. And of course, we have on our board of directors the #1 space hipster, Emily Carney,
Yep.
is now on our board. And we're going to show some love for Emily in the swag bag that she'll all be getting starting Saturday morning. So that's how we roll with Shuttle Fest. We will be broadcasting it live. I'm not advertising that a lot because anything can go wrong with that. And we are trying to take this to the next level, as we just kept adding layers and layers and layers to this. Thank you, everybody, and thank the astronauts who have wanted to come onto this. And Marty, we've created kind of a buzz a little bit out there. You go out there and see the astronaut of the day. Let some of our watchers know what some of the astronauts are asking about Shuttle Fest.
Well, some of them unfortunately hasn't heard about Shuttle Fest. Then when we tell them about it, they get excited. Steve Swanson's out there today or this week. By the way, his nickname is Swanee. And he's excited. He wants to come next year. He's going to try and put it on his schedule. He comes here the same week every year. Well, every year. It's been the last, I think, 3 years. So his plans are to come back
Catch
next
him at
year.
the beginning or end of his stint out there. Tell us, Marty, who else other astronauts have given us a
Thumbs
one
up.
thumb up? That we'll wait for that second thumb later, but tell us some other ones.
Jose Hernandez.
Yes,
He wants to come, and he'll be doing.
Marty's
the
worked on Jose for the last year.
And when he's here, he'll be doing a book signing, DVD signing for his movie,
Wine tasting.
wine bottle signing.
Jose Hernandez. Yeah.
Wow.
And I'm trying to think who else.
Nicole was here before, right?
Nicole crashed it on Shuttle Fest
okay.
1
Okay.
with
Story,
Story
yeah.
Musgrave.
Okay.
And we had Winston Scott and Mike McCulley booked for it. Another astronaut that definitely wants to come next year is Tom Jones, awesome astronaut. You probably see Tom frequently at the Smithsonian. Steve Smith, spacewalker Steve Smith, has been talking with the Shuttle Fester to be Joe Tanner about. They talk all the time, and when I went and get an autograph from Steve, he says, "Oh yeah, you do that thing with Nick Thomas, and what's this Shuttle Fest thing?" Joe T tells me about. I want to come.
Okay.
And Kathy Thornton expressed some interest in
Okay.
coming this year, but she's in Saudi Arabia, I think she said, going to the Middle
wow.
East. Kathy Thornton. And another one that wanted to come was uh, a guy that buys a lot of stuff at our auctions, Woody Spring, and
Mm.
has things in auction. And when he picked up his check from the auction from Chuck Jeffrey, Chuck said the first thing he says is, "Why aren't I invited to Shuttle Fest?" And Chuck said, "Well, Mark is inviting all the astronauts can walk in." And Woody Spring said, "No, I want to give a talk at it." And Woody does a good talk, good space, one of the early spacewalkers. So
Wow.
we are very blessed, okay? And Steve Jokums, yep, you better start saving up for next year, buddy, because it's it'll cost a lot more, and it'll be at probably one of the beach hotels at Cocoa Beach out there. And we love Dana at the and you know
Hyatt.
Dana
Dana,
Lavoisier well, the
she's
manager
great.
of our Hyatt Place Hotel where we're having this. Dana, we love you, and she knows her place is a little going to be a little bit tight for us there. That's why I rented an event tent. Those of you coming, if you personal message me or send me an email, and I need to do that to those I know like Steve Jokums, we have not published. We have published the agenda for Shuttle Fest on Facebook,
Mm.
but not everybody's a Facebooker, and we don't have it on our website. And I didn't get up the constant contact for all your emails. So we are a very small staffed nonprofit here, and we're doing the best we can with what we've got. And we're busting at the seams at this point with things we need to do, but we'll get them done. And I'll relax Thursday, and just whatever doesn't happen right, we'll put it on lessons learned next year, right?
Absolutely.
But I know we get people together, it's going to be a winner. So. All right, Shuttle Fest. Who's orbiting Earth? Okay, how many people you think are orbiting Earth? You count them on your toes and hands. You have to take your shoes off because you will need your toes.
Okay, we'll say dozen.
A
12.
dozen. All right, let's reveal that there are 13
No.
humans orbiting Earth.
Baker's
okay?
dozen.
Baker's dozen. We've got six. We have got 10 humans on the International Space Station and 3 taikonauts on the Tiangong Station.
Okay.
So astronauts, cosmonauts, and taikonauts add up to 13 humans orbiting the Earth. The record is 19 set in September 2024.
Jeez.
And we have 2 rookies that we'll talk about here in a minute that are orbiting the Earth, just blasted into space yesterday morning. And that added to the total 631 humans have orbited the Earth. The official record of the Association of Space Explorers is the official record, and that's what they say. Association of Space Explorers, co-founded by astronaut Rusty Schweickert, and I believe it's 83 women. And I'm going to count the women on their ledger. It could be 82 if I accidentally counted Krista McCullough, who didn't reach orbit. But on our International Space Station, that's been continuously occupied for 24 years, they're segueing from Expedition 72 to Expedition 73. So let's look at some of these astronauts and the circumstances going up there. The newest members to go to space include rookie Johnny Kim, an American astronaut, and a Navy SEAL, and Russian Sergei Ryzhikov. Okay, Ryzhikov is a veteran of 2 previous Soviet flights. He's 50 years old. And Alexander Zubritsky is a rookie up there, and he's 32 years old. Johnny Kim is 41. And every time I bring his name up, Johnny Kim is on a fast track in the Artemis program, apparently.
Okay.
And whatever you know about this, please chime in.
I saw him at the news center, I think, for one of the Artemis launch attempts. I think he was there. So they had brought a bunch of Artemis astronauts around for the first launch, and they were doing some interviews and things like that. And I'm pretty sure he was there. I was either there, or I saw him either there or in Houston when I was in Houston one time. But seems like a good guy, nice guy.
Well, he is considered a big Artemis candidate and one of the last of the Artemis astronauts to go to space. Like I said, they were launched yesterday morning and docked in a 2-orbit quick docking with the International Space Station in a Soyuz spacecraft. This is not the SpaceX spacecraft. This is the Soyuz that has been flying since 1967. This is like us still using our Apollo command module, which I wish we were. I don't know why we wanted to abandon a tried and true, because they've been flying this for 35 years, and they're up to 156 Soyuz launches, Soyuz spacecraft since
Wow.
1967.
Ooh.
Amazing. And we could have done that with the Apollo command module, just upgraded it. In fact, boy, what does that Starliner look like? Kind of looks like a familiar shape to me, like the Apollo command module. And the Crew Dragon isn't far off, a little more gumdroppy on there. Navy SEAL is Johnny Kim. Do you know any other Navy SEALs that have been to space?
Oh, boy, I do. It's at the tip of my tongue.
Bill Shepard
But okay.
on our first expedition.
He was the first commander.
And then Chris Cassidy.
Oh, okay.
Of course, Chris Cassidy, a Navy SEAL. So he's the third Navy SEAL up there, Johnny Kim. They're going to stay up there about 5 months, as usual, tour of duties. And the middle guy, Russian there, this is his third space flight. He is already, tomorrow he will hit 360 total days in space. So he's coming up a full year of being in space on 3 missions. And so he'll have a year and about 4 months when they come back. Like I said, MS-27 launched yesterday from Kazakhstan in there. That's a fun word to say, isn't it? Kazakhstan.
And it looked the blue sky. I saw the launch replays, and it looked like a Florida sky. There wasn't a cloud in the sky. It was nice and blue. Usually you go over there, they've launched in snowstorms already.
Yes.
So.
I've heard that. Your brother was at the Norm Thagard launch.
And
And
froze.
he talked about how cold it was, that the grease on the lenses froze up, that they wouldn't focus. That's something that Mike Baker, who was the astronaut Mike Baker was the astronaut representative in Star City, Russia. Marty, we've been out with him a couple times. He said that he couldn't believe the weather that they launched in. You know, when they set a launch time, they are hitting that time. He's never seen one not go up, and he's seen thunderstorms going on and rain and snow and everything going on, and they're still going to launch that rocket. So, well, who else is in space? Well, communists are up there, so we won't want to talk too much about them. But when you're in space, everything equals out, like with Russia and America. We're shaking hands and sharing meals in outer space, but we don't do that too well on Earth. But on the Tiangong space station, this is their 162nd day for this crew, the 4th crew that they've rotated out. Oh, and I pulled up the wrong one. Doggone it. I've got the wrong Shenzhou 17 there. It's not going to matter to you guys, except that I know that there's not a woman in there. So that's my error pulling that up. Let me just minimize that. And not that all Chinese look alike. Of course they don't. But let me tell you, we have up there Cao Zuhu. He is up there on his 3rd mission, 345 days in space. And the other 2 taikonauts, Song Lin Dong, they've been up there 162 days. And Wang Huez is the woman, the 3rd woman to go to space, not represented here in this picture. I got the wrong picture up there. We'll have to dock the art department for doing that. Yeah, this Cao Ziyu, their commander, is his 2nd flight. They've done a 9-hour and 6-minute spacewalk. Their veteran did the longest ever, and the other gentleman became the youngest to go to space, do a spacewalk there. So they will be coming back next month when Shenzhou 20 will be launched. Okay, and they don't announce the crews ahead of time, so we don't know if there's a woman on board there. But China has, in their first 15 years of human space flight, have segued 3 women into their space program immediately. 2 of them have flown twice. So good for them on equality in their communist country. Let's get up here to who's in space. On the space station is the MacGyver of all the astronauts, Don Pettit. And this is Don's. Let me get how many flights for Don. Let's here, get my cheat sheet here real quick. Don is on his 4th space flight, all expeditions to the International Space Station. He has now a total time of 579 days in space, working on his 580th day in space. He takes these awesome photographs up there. This Alex Ovenchin, he is hitting 585 days in space, just a few more days than Don on there. And Yvonne Wagner, 400 and some days in space. These are all veteran astronauts and cosmonauts, and their mission has been up there 210 days, so they're getting ready to come back as soon next week, I think. Around the 18th, I think, is the day that they'll be coming back in a Soyuz spacecraft. Marty, how do you like your new question board there?
It's heavy.
Huh?
It's heavy.
It's heavy.
Yeah.
All right.
Be a little bit of a workout.
There you go.
Maybe we
He
got a
ain't
question.
heavy. He's my brother.
And he
Okay.
can throw it at you if you don't get the right
It
answer.
looks like it's a
We
tomahawk.
got a question from Dean Babcock. Is Baikonur still an active launch facility?
Baikonur. Yeah, that's where it went from, didn't it?
Yes, it is.
Yep.
Yes. Baikonur, Kazakhstan is actually in, that's the anomaly for Russia because Kazakhstan's not part of the Russia government anymore.
Mm.
And so they have to lease it out there. That was part of the bringing the Berlin Wall down and all that stuff 20-some years ago. And Robert Law's getting ready to start his journey to Titusville. We can't wait to see you, Robert. I know he's been in our museum, but hopefully we'll get some good time with you here. He's up in Dundee, Scotland. And Cliff Watson's wishing he could be here. All right. And Steve Jokums, great comment. He remembers when just 2 guys in orbit was a big deal.
You got 13.
And that's why we do this, Steve, is to point out we got 13 humans orbiting the Earth. They are all that. After all, you met Nicole Stott a few handfuls of times.
Mm-hmm.
In her book, A Return to Earth, her mantra is, we are all Earthlings. We all live on a planet. And the only border that should matter is that thin blue line that keeps everybody alive. And boy, when you see as many astronauts as Marty and I've seen out to Space Center, as well as all the other space geeks that love going out there, that they emphasize that over and over, Marty, isn't it? Just how tenuous the atmosphere of the
It's
Earth
fragile.
looks.
Yeah.
And fragile, right, Marty? He's nodding yes. Okay.
Yes.
One day we'll have a camera on Marty, then he really will freak out. There. And anyway, we got all of these cosmonauts were experienced up there on space. You know, we talk about bringing down the International Space Station and it having a maybe 5 more years lifespan. Where are the Russians going to go? Okay, where are we
Yeah.
going to go? All right, we're not going to the Tiangong space station. That'd be sad that the Chinese have the only orbiting space station, but the Russians don't have a place to go either. We've got
Mhm.
Artemis that we're wanting to go to the moon, but they don't even have that. So I wonder what their space program is going to be doing 10 years from now. So, well, let's talk about the final crew of humans orbiting the Earth. These were launched in front of my eyes here at the Kennedy Space Center from Pad 39A, which is on Kennedy Space Center property, correct, Marty?
Yes.
Yep. And Pad 41 that we're going to see ULA launch from tonight, a Amazon Kuiper communications satellites, multiple satellites, that will be on the Space Force side. Well, there we've got Ann McLean on the left. This is her second trip to space. She's working on her 230th day. Okay. And I'm watching the clock there, Marty. He's got a hard out here at 4:45. And Nicole Ayers, 25 days. She was the rookie pilot. Kriel Peskov, again, another rookie that went up. And Takeo Unushi. And Takeo Unushi is his second trip to space for JAXA, 141 days in space there. So some really experienced going up there. Ann McLean, again, an Artemis astronaut. Now, they took a full day to dock with the space station, where the Soyuz took a more direct route, and they did it within 3 hours on there. And I was trying to see about when they're coming back. They were launched on March 14th, April, May, June, July, August. So they're coming right back in late August, early September, when Crew 11 will go up. They are on Endurance, and I don't know how many times Endurance has flown in space. And hello to my daughter, Jessica. And my granddaughters, McKinley and Macy, there. And Dave Stange wants to look around the studio here, Marty. Maybe we'll do that. We probably will do that. We'll have a noisy crowd in here. We'll have Chris Callie in here. So we will give you a look around. Got a lot bigger area here. What do you think?
I was going to say, I didn't recognize the place when I got here. Every time I'm here, something else has changed. But this is a nice upgrade. Very good upgrade.
Good.
Nicely done.
Excellent.
Nicely
Marty, we're
done.
going to get out of here in just a couple minutes, as we could talk forever. Keep your thumbs on that heart, say my daughter, and like and subscribe. She's absolutely right. And of course, Carlton's correcting me. He says 41's on Kennedy Space Center grounds and says it should be between 40 and 41. What do you say, Marty?
I agree.
Okay.
I concur. You have to
That I'm
concur.
wrong
I don't-
again is what they concur on. So that's all right. I can handle it. Somebody's got to be taking the criticism around here, but no. Well, that's good to know, because that's interesting stuff there, and Carlton ought to know after his feet have beat a path out there over the decades. So good luck with the launch tonight on the second. This is the Atlas V rocket. A new vehicle for it is the Atlas V, not the Vulcan, right?
Right.
So anyway, let's see here. What else did I rack up? It's 13 humans orbiting the Earth. There you go, folks. Little profile of on them. Carlton says it's the fourth flight for Endurance. The fourth flight for a reusable spaceship, okay? And nobody emphasizes that enough. They go crazy about the boosters. That's just a tube with a firecracker on the end of it, all right? They're bringing back a human-rated spaceship now, launching it for the fourth time. The other one that brought back Sonny and Butch, Crew Dragon 9, with Nick Hague and a Russian, that was the fourth time it had been to space. Okay, and back. So I think this is phenomenal. You know, just like the shuttle, they're swapping stuff out, reusing it, and launching off again. Obviously, they give it a good paint job. So, well, thank you all for watching today. There's your Pennsylvania. If you're looking for it there, we'll see a bunch of you at Shuttle Fest. I'm drinking from a big fire hose right now, folks. So whatever we do tomorrow, we'll be off the cuff. I didn't post anything on Facebook either. Got so busy, and I'll try to be doing that. But come up and say hi to me for sure. I want to shake your hand and say hi. Why don't you give out the good love there to our watchers today?
We got Gary Gerald, Steve Jokum, Mitch Rothman, Bob Mayran,
So he corrects us.
Brother Tommy, Julie Clay, Dave Stange, Carlton Bailey, Dean Babcock, Tom Celentano, Dougie Forrest, Tom Colbert, Dr. Keith Sewell, and Robert Mecklenburg.
He's up in the Netherlands.
He is, my Dutch Masters boy.
Yes.
Yep. Cliff Watson and Robert Law.
Thank
You
you all
got
for
an
watching.
international
Absolutely.
audience.
You know we're international. You know what I'm going to do, since we got extra room here, is I might put the flags of the
Of all the
people
countries.
of all the countries that are watching this up and around here. Wouldn't that be cool?
And then,
And I'm also thinking of our Dutch Spirit airplane pilot, Daniel de
Yep,
Jong.
yep.
Daniel de Jong will be here
okay.
flying in, and we're going to have an award for who came the furthest. And I thought Robert Law might be a cinch for that, but I don't know. We got some people coming from France. I heard there's a rumor someone come from Australia that's not Cliff Watson. So,
Ooh, mystery guest.
thank you, my daughter Jessie, for congratulating us on Shuttle Fest. She's been to a lot of these things, the astronomy ones that her dad's done. So, thank you, honey. And Steve Jokum says that he'll be on his way to Titusville during your show tomorrow. So, Steve, safe travels to you. Can't wait to see your smiling face on Friday. Who knows? We may turn turn it on Friday too, Marty, just to let it go and have some people say hi on there. Though Marty says you're gonna be crazy to do that because you're trying to get ready for a big deal here. But that's how much we love our Stay Curious watchers out there. Numbers have been going up. Gary Allgaier yesterday had over 140 some watchers. Nick Thomas had 340 viewers the other day on his show. So thank you so much so you are telling your friends and so forth. So, buddy, you got anything to say to Tommy out there?
Nope, I'll get him at the airport tomorrow. Him and Stevie and Oli.
Yeah, Steve
Picking 'em
Nolte, another great guy. So we're looking forward to it. It's going to be mega here in the studio tomorrow. So you're not going to want to miss tomorrow's show. Put the faces on some of these people. I invite you all down here, okay, in there. So, Brother Marky, God bless you and all you stand for, my friend.
Same
This
to
man
you.
and his brother Tom, I sincerely owe a great debt of thanks. There are a lot of people that helped change my life down here on the Space Coast by me being passionate about the space, just like you guys. We've all become great friends. Chris Callie, another brother out there, Dougie Forrest. We just have just such mutual respect for everybody. But then in the long run, we love one thing, and that is outer space and humans in outer space. So thank you for letting me share the 13 who are orbiting the Earth today. So, buddy, until tomorrow, I'm Mark Marquette, thanking you all and saying we can't wait to see you in our museum to what?
Bridge the space between us.